All right. Good morning, Griff. Good to finally meet you. I know we've been talking back and forth on the phone for a while. I got to tell you, and I know you met a lot of people, but the first time I met you really kind of changed my whole life. You and Public Enemy had come to New Orleans for a Thanksgiving concert,
Oh
and
wow, okay.
this was maybe late '80s, early '90s, and you were at
Right.
Blue Lion Karate Academy. And my
Okay.
first martial art was Taekwondo, but I
Right.
taught under Kevin
Right.
Smith at Fearless Tiger. Well, I learned under Kevin Smith. But we were at Blue Lion Karate Academy, and you
Uh-huh.
did a, a kung fu demonstration that blew my mind. Like it was something like I'd never seen. Really got me
I remember that, man.
really, really
Yeah.
got me interested in learning more martial arts. And the other memory I
Right.
have from that is that we were outside, and Chuck D, instead of going in his car, made a beeline to me and my brothers and came over, spoke to us, shook our hand. Uh,
Right.
I mean, both of y'all were so uh, with the people. It was no pretense, but I have to tell you, your martial art demonstration really got me interested in the arts from that point, and I thank you for that.
Right. Oh, give thanks. Really appreciate that, man. I think our attitude and our frame of mind was basically and literally about and just for the people, man. And that was the purpose of the S1Ws, to establish that mindset among young people to get them into the whole idea of being able to defend themselves.
Right. So give us a little bit I'm realizing how much, unfortunately, you do have to kind of say who you are, because I have a young man that I was on a shoot with the other day, and I was like, I'm doing this thing with Professor Griff. He's like, who's Professor Griff? And I said, well, do you ever heard of Public Enemy? Some of these young men have never even heard of Public Enemy. So a little bit
Yeah.
about who you are and what your place was in that movement.
Well, let me answer this question first, or let me just make this statement first. You're not necessarily responsible to a certain degree for that individual. You are, but you've done your part. It's up to them to meet us halfway. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes,
Simply
sir.
because even now with the advent of the internet and $5,000 cell phones that they carry around doing everything else that they can find and do, but you don't know who to get. Come on, man. You understand what I'm saying? You've done your job, you've done your part. They gotta meet us halfway. They literally have to meet us halfway. Simply because if you didn't hear it and get it from your parents, or you didn't hear it from a Spike Lee movie, you didn't hear it from what was going on as far as the movements are concerned, if you didn't hear it from what Flavor was doing, what Chuck constantly does, and what I've been doing, the massive work.
Right.
Yeah, I don't know where you've been the last 20 years. I just really don't. I really don't know. So my role in the whole quote unquote movement, as you call it, it was a mind revolution for us, and that's what we called it. We called it a mind revolution. We wanted to bring about a mind revolution because we wanted to change the fabric of what was going on in the music industry when it pertained to rap, as it pertains to rap and hip hop. So the whole mind revolution, when it kind of came uh, into scope, so to speak, because a lot of people didn't see that everybody was partying, hanging out, wearing fat gold chains, doing whatever they do. We says, no, we want to be able to speak a certain kind of higher vibration into the music. And we did that by Bomb Squad putting together this chaotic kind of music that spoke to the urgency of what we had to do. And I think at that particular time, well, I know at that particular time, Chuck was putting together the pieces. And I was just one of those kind of individuals that I always knew. Chuck always knew Hank and Keith Shockley from the Bomb Squad. So when we kind of came together, I had 4 or 5 different roles because there was no one else to fill those particular roles. I was a road manager. I was Professor Griff, Minister of Information. Then I was leader of the S1Ws. Right. You understand what I'm saying? Then I had to do the choreography and help, and along with Chuck, kind of set up how this whole stage thing is going, this whole live thing is going to happen. So I played 4 or 5 different roles. Yeah, and then on the interview side of it, yeah, I had to kind of do the interviews also. And so it's a lot, bro. It's really a lot.
So what are you doing now? I mean, I know that you know, you're doing training, that you still helping people, that you're still, you know, doing almost what you were doing as Minister Information. But what are you doing now? You know, I know you have a few companies. Tell us about it.
Well, right now I'm perfecting the art of being someone's father, perfecting the art of being someone's grandfather, wrestling with the fact that I still got some things to sharpen up on being someone's husband. You understand what I'm saying? I'm still my father's son. I'm still my son's father. So that's my main job in life. But my companies, Heirs to the Shah is the name of my company.
Okay.
And I have another company, a Professor Griff Corporation, which handles the books. Because I have 6 books out. One I had to kind of retire. Wow. So I had to kind of do the author thing, the lecturer thing. And since the pandemic hit, that slowed down a lot. So I'm doing a lot of things online. But my broadcast that I do, Serious Minds, trying to raise the vibrational pitch of our people into the thinking of the Creator, trying to get our people to move and keep them well informed of what's going on, not only with the daily stuff, but I do a thing called the Serious Cipher, where I have people come and we talk about the deeper issues. And then on top of, you know, all of that, for 18 years now, I've been doing the Black History 101 Mobile Museum. It's a traveling museum that I set up in different cities. Then on top of all of that, I'm a firearms instructor with the USCCA.
Well, I want to figure out how to get that museum down here, because I didn't know that. And
oh yeah, bro. It's and the piece that I'm doing now, it's about maybe 100 pieces, and it's called the Visual Vinyl. It's the Mind Revolution. It's the revolution of the mind, and it's all visuals. It's all wax. So it's all records that served like Public Enemy Fight the Power. What happened to those records and those albums before that? What happened to the Curtis Mayfields and the Isaac Hayes and the James Brown that gave us those songs that served as a theme song for the revolution, so to speak? Yeah, so it's something to see. It's something to talk about. It's really something to experience. But with this firearms thing, I developed this concept called STELP, which is safety, training, education, and legal protection. Under that, I have a concept that I'm going to I'm developing right now that I'm going to use as a talking point every single week. It's called triggernology. So the whole idea of having knowledge of everything gun, everything safety, everything education, everything legal protection. And the USCCA is allowing me to do that with what they offer. And I'm just building on that. And I notice a lot of people that are part of the USCCA are also NRA members. Yes. And then they belong to another gun club. Well, I got overlooked when it came to those things. And it almost seems like I was just kind of out here. Unless I meet brothers like you, it's really, truly, and I hate to say this, bro, it's ugly for us that we're breaking off into these fractions and none of them talk to one another.
Right.
Yeah, none of them share information. There's no one portal that you go to. It seems like everyone's just scrambling and kind of on their own. You understand what I'm saying? Which I think someday, some way, somehow, we're gonna have to come together.
I agree.
I thought we would come together for the ammo shortage. You put some money in the pot.
Well, to be honest with you, here in New Orleans, we started an emergency preparedness group between New Orleans and Baton Rouge, and we call it Village d'Afrique. And we have been doing exactly that. If they got ammo, they buy it, share it with us. If we have ammo, we buy it down here, share it with them. Right. And in that way, we've been able to get through this ammo shortage and make sure that everybody has 1,000 rounds for each firearm, which is what I teach people that they should have.
And that's correct. And you're absolutely correct. But you're talking about a knowledgeable brother that's dealing with preparedness. You understand what I'm saying? But what about the masses of our people? And this is the thing that I thought would come back around and invigorate the spirit of our people when the Judas the Black Messiah movie just came out. I'm like, maybe this is going to kind of get us to come, because the brother was about the people. What about the people? And that's always been my mindset. But I'm gonna be honest with you, man. This gun game is something else, bro. Because I don't see it. I don't see it. I just don't see it, bro.
So since we're talking about being about it and not talking about it, let's talk about you coming to New Orleans and bringing your philosophy, your teaching, everything down here to help the people. You're supposed to be down at the end of May.
Right.
Tell us about it. What do you plan on teaching, and why did you start doing this, going around and teaching these classes?
Yet again, here Professor Griff is doing it again, setting the spark. Talking to people. You understand? It's like Trent, talking to other people, trying to get people to move and come together to do things collectively, man. And it's so difficult. This is how I ended up here on your platform with you, because now from him, I got a chance to meet you, and hopefully I'll meet some other people that's about that life that really want to do some things. You understand what I'm saying? And I'm trying to figure out, like, we really got that Willie Lynch chip thing still happening, bro? To the point where even when it comes to our survival, we can't come together and share some ammo. I did a song damn near 20 years ago called Pass the Ammo. And I was talking about this then.
Right.
So it's like, here I am, got to show up in person at the end of a pandemic to let people know, look, we damn near in dire straits. Come on, man. Get your emergency preparedness together. Get your self-defense together. Get that 1 or 2 firearms that you're gonna need to defend yourself. Have 1,000 rounds for each weapon. Learn how to stage it and store it. So this is my mindset, man. This is my mindset. I've been in the NRA. I've met brothers, but they're not open.
Right.
They're just not open.
I appreciate you coming on. We're going to talk to you again before we do this event.
Hold on now. You know we can't leave on a negative note. We got to leave on a high note. I'm meeting people, trying to get them together. But just to let the people know, we are moving. Their pieces are coming together slowly but surely. I'm meeting the female gun clubs over here, the male gun clubs over here. We're coming together, trying to make it happen. I'm just one of those individuals that got that energy and that spark to bring them together. So we're gonna leave on a high note.
Yes, sir.
My company is Serious Arms. I do a concept called Trigonology. And also I have a concept called Stealth: safety, training, education, and legal protection. My whole trigonometry thing is based around dry fire training, since I'm speaking at a time where ammo is the ammo shortage. And I use my whole CERT situation. My CERT, and I kind of go through dry fire training, and we do the training and we do the drills. A lot of times when you on the range, you're only shooting one lane straight ahead at paper targets. No, we got to change that dynamic, man.
Right.
We're not linear people like that. You understand what I'm saying? So anyway, that's Professor Griff. That's Trigonology. All right. So yeah.
All right. Thank you, Professor Griff. Like I said, we're gonna talk to you again on a later episode, so that we can kind of go into what you're teaching and your philosophy behind all that. But I appreciate you coming to us today.
All right. Give thanks.